What's up, everybody? I just wanted to jump on here real quick before the video starts and say that this video was a long one, but we got real passionate, real in-depth here, and I'm telling you, if you watch this video till the very end, it might potentially change your life when it comes down to Redbubble. So if you're serious about success, watch this video, give it a shot, watch it till the very end. And it's kind of like a mountain. You're going to go through a journey with this video, but I'm telling you, it's well worth the investment of the 41 minutes. All right. I'll talk to you later, and enjoy the video. See ya. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. Today I wanted to make this amazing video, and honestly, it is an amazing video, not because of the things that I'm going to say, but because the question that is posed. And I don't know what I'm going to title this video. Maybe it's about Redbubble gurus lying, maybe, fake gurus, whatever you want to call it. I really don't know what to call it. But before we begin, something that I'm going to say, before I even read this comment, something that I want to say is that I don't consider myself to be a guru. I know that might sound crazy, but I don't consider myself to be a guru, especially with Redbubble. I consider myself to be a practitioner, and I want to talk about the difference really, really quick, because I know ever since like 2018, 2019, a lot of these videos about the fake gurus being exposed, and a lot of people have missed the meaning of what a guru actually is. And a guru is somebody who's been through the exact journey that you want to go through. They've been through the journey that you want to go through, or that you're going to go through, and they know what it feels like to be on the other side. And when they finally reach that other side, that other point, they can sit back, not go on that journey anymore, and teach others as to how to do it, or they have all the answers. I'm going to sit here and tell you that I don't have all the answers because I haven't been on that other side yet. Now, I want to be clear. Am I making money from Redbubble? Am I good at making money from Redbubble? The answer is absolutely. Now, I don't say that to be prideful in myself. I don't say that to be, have my nose in the air or have some sort of pride about myself. But I say that to be fair. I mean to be fair to myself. And the truth is, if my methods didn't work, I wouldn't be doing 60 designs every day. I wouldn't be making videos on it. I wouldn't be, talking about the things that I'm doing, okay? Now, also, I want to add to that everything that I do, that I truly execute on, that I actually do, does not come from any other guru or forum or anything like that. It comes from pure life experience. I go out there and I try things. And if it works, I like it. If it doesn't work, I don't like it. I don't know if people remember this, but when I used to make videos on the Instagram bots, way back in the day, some of them were deleted from 3-4 years ago. And I would tell you guys how I would experiment with things. And I can only rely based on my personal experiments and my personal experience to give you guys any kind of information. So you can think of this YouTube channel as just a place where I share my experiences and thoughts, okay? The course is the same way. I actually put it in the disclaimer of some of the courses where I say everything is based on my personal experience. For example, how to tag on Redbubble. I'm sharing my personal ideas and thoughts. The POD design course, I'm sharing my personal ideas and thoughts. Now, I know that might seem obvious and that might seem like a lot of creators do the same thing, but I've shared what works for me. I'm not sharing advice that doesn't work, for me at least. I'm not just coming up with ideas and thoughts that I don't actually partake in. I do this every day. I create designs every day. Before I create any YouTube video, before I answer comments, the 60 designs a day have to be completed. That's what I do. And I set that out as a goal. I don't know if you guys remember this, but 2 months before and maybe some of you can comment, 2 months before 2022 began, I said 60 designs a day, every day, until I reached that certain point where I have 10 new stores at the end of 2022. And right now I'm currently, ironically enough, it is the first day of the 5th store. Today's the first day of the 5th store out of those 10. Now, am I generating a full-time income already? Yes. On Redbubble, yes. Is it passive? Not entirely, because I'm adding to it, right? I'm still working. By the end of this year, Redbubble for me is not going to be something that I probably will work on again. If I work on it, I'm going to be hiring people to do the work. I'm not going to be actually doing the work. So I want to be clear on that, okay? Now let's talk about the comment. So I'm going to go ahead and read it, and I'm going to go ahead and answer it. So it says here, "Hi, Mr. Autopilot. Thanks for all your content. I need your advice from you and everyone else. I just started a Redbubble store, and since yesterday, I've been researching on what it means to be successful at it. Found your channel, and it's been very informative. But I have a few designs. They're not up to 10. So what he's saying is he's done some research. He doesn't have a total of 10 designs yet, okay? It says, "And I've seen many videos on making it on Redbubble, and most are becoming confusing and contradicting. I don't know, excuse me guys, I don't know what are the major steps to take as a beginner, or if you have a video on that. Is it to keep uploading my design based on many ideas to grow my eyes and get used to Redbubble?" All right, first of all, before I even continue, I don't want to keep reading yet. I want to go ahead and tackle this point because this is very important. If you're a beginner, if you have less than 1,000 designs on Redbubble, I'm going to say you're a beginner. Okay? If you have less than 1,000 designs, you're pretty much damn near a beginner. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to be clear that there is nothing wrong with being a beginner. A lot of people take that as an insult. There's nothing wrong with being a beginner. We all have to start somewhere. And if we want to be realistic about the amount of money we can make, okay? If we want to be realistic, if we want to be real and honest and true with ourselves, then we have to look ourselves in the mirror at the end of the day, okay? So, it says here, "I've seen so many videos and making it on Redbubble, and most are becoming confusing and contradicting." So I can totally understand where you're coming from. I'm going to key in on the word contradicting here, and this is very important, and I think if you're a beginner, you need to hear this. It is going to be contradicting. If you're going to watch my videos, let's say, and you're going to watch somebody else's videos, I'm not going to name any person, but say you watch other people's videos, the videos will be contradicting. I can give you just one example. I'm going to give you just one because I can probably talk about 30 different examples, but I'm going to give one example, okay, about how it could be contradicting. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're a beginner. Your name is Tom, or your name is Sally, or Jane, or whatever, and you do a search on Google, on YouTube, how do you do Redbubble, how to make money on Redbubble, you know, one of the first ideas, maybe like out of the first 10 ideas you get, you're going to get a question that's going to ask yourself, should you do evergreen trends, or should you do evergreen, or should you do trends? Now, I've made a video on this before, but the thing that I've talked about with trends is completely the opposite. Completely the opposite. Complete contradictory to all the other videos out there on the internet in regards to trends. This YouTube channel is completely contradictory to the other videos out there. A lot of the other videos will tell you what? Go after trends. Go on Google Trends and search for your thing. And I specifically said that is a bad idea. That is a losing idea. Now, don't get me wrong. You could make some designs and some trends and make a few dollars here and there, but it's not going to produce long-term income. However, if you go on other channels, if you guys literally go on YouTube right now and Google the word Redbubble and the word trends, not Google, sorry, on the YouTube search engine, type in the word Redbubble, type in the word trends, all in one sentence, and hit enter. You're going to see a bunch of videos that are telling you to go after the trends. I'm sitting here and telling you, don't go after the trends. So I could completely understand why it's being contradictory, but once again, I have to explain that everything I'm learning is from my personal experience. I'm not talking about what other people, I don't watch a video about what other people say and then I just repeat it. That's not the case for me. Every day I'm learning more and more and more by putting my butt in that seat and getting to work, which is exactly what I talk about. And specifically what I talk about is if you want success in a specific industry, you're going to have to sweat for it. You're going to have to work hard for it. The reason why I say that, guys, and the reason why I'm so adamant about that is because when I was coming up, and I know you guys don't want to hear these old stories, but I got to be honest. When I was building my very first business at the age of 18, a lot of people don't know this, but the bedroom that I had in my house had no air conditioning in it. It was right in the middle of the house, and it was blazing hot. When the rest of the house would be 80 degrees, that room would be maybe 100, maybe 98 degrees. It was super hot. But guess what? That was my bedroom. And what I would do to sleep is every day at night, I would go down to the living room and sleep in the living room because that was cooler. I wouldn't sleep in my bedroom. People don't know this. But all day, to get away from the noise, to get away from the sounds, the distractions, I would sit in my room, lock the door, and I would be working all day in the blazing heat. I'd be sweating the whole day, literally. Summers, winters, it was a little bit more comfortable, obviously, because it was warmer. But I'm just saying, the point here is that during the summers, and this is when I really cracked down on my business, because during the summers, you guys know, there's no schooling going on. I would sit there and I would work. And that was hard work for me. And I did this I remember when I call this my struggle phase, my learning phase. I had 3 years of hard work. 3 years of hard work where I was testing and learning and things like that. And maybe I wasn't smart enough to watch YouTube videos or guides or read books. I didn't have any of that. I took everything step by step, just through analysis and through literally just taking it step by step. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. Through that journey of me working, I remember sleepless nights. I would sleep in my college classroom just to be able to come home and work enough. And I would pull all-nighters at home. I wouldn't go to sleep at home. And I do regret that. I think sleep is very important, but I sacrificed on sleep. I sacrificed on a lot of things. I don't have I didn't have I don't want to say I don't have now, but I didn't have personal relationships at the time. Everything was cut off. There was no girlfriend, there was no friends, there was nobody. Everything was cut off instantly because I had a goal and I was going to do whatever it took to achieve that goal. And for me, my goal was that by the time I graduate, I do not want to end up working for somebody else because I felt like the whole system was just oppressive. I felt like it was just too controlling. Now, the point here is, and behind all this story, is that everything that I'm going to preach on this channel is through my personal experience. And my personal experience has been through the hard way, unfortunately. I can't sit here and say that I was some Elon Musk where I just sat down and in 30 days I made $1 million. That's not the case for me. For me, it was hard work. It was very difficult. I had to struggle. I needed help. Nobody came to help me. I felt down on myself. I felt sorry for myself. I felt depressed. And I'm not talking about Redbubble. I'm talking about my own business journey before this. Okay? Now, to be clear, when we talk about things that are contradictory, if you're going to follow multiple people and multiple, I guess you could say, people on the internet, their thoughts could potentially be contradictory. In this case of Redbubble, I can tell you for a fact that it will be confusing. It will be contradictory because what you're hearing is different advice from different people. One guy is going to tell you do this. One guy is going to tell you do this. One guy is going to tell you do this. You're lost. You don't know what to do. And then you're bouncing between ideas. The best advice I can give you is figure out one person. It doesn't have to be me. Figure out one person who you're going to follow and go with and stick to everything they say if you decide to do that. Okay? That's one thing. The second thing is, like I said, all the thoughts that I have come from personal experience. I can tell you, I don't want to say names, but I can tell you there's a lot of people out here making Redbubble videos that have never crossed making 1,000 designs, who've never made over $5 grand, $2 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand on Redbubble. And yes, I have crossed those numbers. Okay? So I just want to be clear on that. There are people who are doing this, and they're not saying, hey, I'm just learning and I'm doing this. No, they're giving you this advice as if they know what they're talking about. With all due respect, if you haven't put in the hours, the hard work, the sweat equity, I don't know what you can be advising people on. That's just my opinion. Like, for example, if I don't know how to get to the mall from where I'm sitting, why would I give somebody advice on how to get to the mall? It just doesn't make sense. But, hey, there are people that do that, and I could tell you that everything that I'm saying comes from personal experience, comes from what I do behind the scenes, right? I wouldn't be talking about Zazzle if I wasn't making money on Zazzle. I wouldn't be talking about Redbubble if I wasn't making money on it. Now, I'll give you an example. Actually, this is just to be clear. I don't make money on crypto. I have like one small investment of like $500 in crypto, but I don't make money on crypto, so I don't talk about crypto. All right? Anyways, now, here it says, I don't know what are the major steps to take as a beginner. So, to be clear, as a beginner, Your major steps are going to be working, okay? I know this might sound crazy, but you're going to have to sit there and you're going to have to start designing. You're going to have to start producing. Now, a lot of people start worrying about the niche, the keyword, the this, the that. If you want to shortcut the track, you're going to have to find somebody where you're going to have to get their course. I'm just going to be honest with you. Or you're going to have to learn it yourself. For me, I did not purchase anybody else's course. I sat there and I learned it. You have to be honest with yourself. Are you willing to sit down for 6 months, 5 months, 8 months, 10 months, whatever, how long it takes you to sit down and actually get a method that's working for you? Okay? You're going to have to sit down and do that. Or you're going to have to fast track. For me, I believe that it was better for me to sit down and personally learn it because that's my personality. A lot of people's other personalities are not the same way. My dad always says this, and other people say this as well. He says, why don't you sit on the shoulders of giants? And basically what he's saying is, why don't you make life easier for you? Grab their course, learn from their content, etc. And I told him, listen, this is just the way that I learn. Now, that's not the case all the time now, but I was less intelligent, less wise individual. Now, if you ask me, I sit down and I learn from people's courses. I've said this before a few weeks ago, even a few days ago. I've been taking courses from other people, no matter what the cost is, to learn what I want to learn. When I was younger, I didn't do that. Now, call me dumb, call me stupid, but hey, it was part of my learning journey. Now, to be honest with you, you're going to have to produce. You're going to have to work. The idea here that you have up to 10, not even 10 designs, you're not going to reach success. I mean, I don't know where the frustration is coming or the confusion is coming. You haven't done any work yet, right? After you get past 1,000 designs, even if you didn't make a dime, I can sit here and say you've done some sort of work. Right now, you haven't done any work. Okay? And we got to be honest with ourselves. And this is not an insult. This is the reality. Because a lot of people come to me. They'll have 200 designs, 60 designs, 80 designs, 40 designs. And they'll say, oh my God, Redbubble's not working. I don't know what to do. Yeah, it's because you haven't put in the work. I mean, let's just be honest. You need to know some basic level of designing, tagging, titling. And that's not going to happen with 5 designs. That's not going to happen with 40 designs. I don't care how smart you are. That's not going to happen. Right? Anyways, that's not the point. So, is it to keep uploading my designs on my ideas and grow my ideas, my eyes, and get you, I don't even know what that means, my designs based on my ideas. So as to grow my design eyes and get used to Redbubble, or to be looking for trends. See, that's another thing. I'm going to tell you, don't do the trends. That's my personal opinion because that's my experience. For the bots, I've said this before, but bots they make life too easy for people. I'm just going to keep it real. If you're using a bot, okay, you can get 10, 20 followers in a matter of hours, okay? Those followers that you get, every single one of those followers, if you strategically do things the right way, you can make money off of. That you can make a sale off of. But a lot of people don't, because obviously, the numbers, that's a different conversation for a different story, but for a different day. But the point here is that I've spoken about bots before, but bots are essentially like a cheat code, okay? And if you use bots, yes, you're going to make money, but you're not going to have an appreciation for the income that you're making, and you're not going to have an understanding as to how you're making the money. And what happens is when something happens to the bots, because we've seen this before. In 2018, there was a different style of bots. It's not the same tools that you have now. All the old companies in 2018 don't exist today. Why? Because there was a different way that the bots were created. Back in 2018, 2017, people were using the bots and they were great. They were relying on them for their businesses. A lot of things switched. Bots were essentially inactive from 2019. Then what happened is 2020, 2021, new things came out, things started changing, right? And people were relying on them again. And here's the thing. Too many people rely on these tools. If you want to make money off the bots, you can do that. But you have to understand that that is a cheat code. You're not going to have, it's what essentially it's going to do is it's going to jade you from success. And what I mean by that is, yes, bots will make you money. It is a legitimate strategy to make you money. If you do it correctly, it is a legitimate strategy and it does work. However, you will have no appreciation for how the money is made. And you're going to expect that money, you almost like you deserve the money, but you're not going to have any talent. you're not going to have any talent. That's why I said before, bots is the last thing you do after you learn how to tag properly, after you learn how to title properly, after you learn how to design properly, so that it is a steroid. For the people that go to the gym, they know what I'm talking about. When you go to the gym, you have to learn how to eat properly, work out properly. And there's actually a way to work out properly. It's not just about moving your body, and it depends on the goals you have. If you want to get bigger, more muscular, right? You have time under tension, you have the reps, you have all these kind of things. If you're trying to burn fat, you have to eat a certain way. If you're trying to build size, you have to eat a certain way. You have to do things a certain way. Same thing with Redbubble. If you want success, if you want your numbers to increase, you have to do things a certain way, i.e., tagging, titling, designing properly. And by the way, your results validate your success. So, for example, if you think that you're titling properly, if you think that you're tagging properly, but you're not getting any results, guess what? You're not titling and tagging properly. There's just no mysteries about it, okay? Now, then at the very end, after you've done everything, that's when you do the bots. That's when you take the benefits of the bots and amplify. A good tell-all is for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. This is not to be disrespectful, but this is the truth, is that if you're using a bot and you're making a few amount of sales a month from the bot, that probably means that you were never ready for the bot in the first place. You probably haven't learned the right skills to tag and title to begin with, okay? However, a bot does add fuel to the fire. I'm not going to sit here and lie. A bot will make you money. I think I've made a video on this before, but a lot of people, and I've spoken about this, but I've had a lot of people falsely rely on bots, and what I mean by that is I had a client, a consulting client. This consulting client was making about $1,500 a month from the bots. I told him, do this with the bots. Like, fix a few things. His income jumped up literally in 2 weeks, and I'm not playing around, I'm not joking, jumped from $1,500 to about $5,500, okay? What happened was, and I knew this was going to happen, because this is history. This happens all the time, okay? And I don't do consulting anymore, but this is when I was doing consulting, because I just believe that consulting, to be honest, is a little too hectic. But when he made that income, he felt like he was good. He felt like he knew what he was doing, and he said, you know what, I'm good. I don't want to do the consulting anymore. We're good. And he was, I had access to everything that he was doing, and I said, listen, that's great. Talk to me when you need me. Good luck, best of luck, etc. I knew this was going to happen, but literally about 4 months later, he was making good money, $5,600, $5,500, $6,500, right? After that, after about 4 months, the method that he was using stopped working. He didn't go now from 6,500 or 5,500 down to 1,500. No, he went from 6,500 down to zero. And throughout the consulting, I was telling him, you need to acquire other skills just in case what you're doing now stops working. He kept saying, yeah, I will, whatever. But guess what? He never did. And unfortunately, he went from that number down to zero, and he had to start from scratch. My point here is that don't let the success of a bot confuse you or fool you. Yes, you're making money, but as soon as you turn off those bots, you're not going to make income. Why? Because your tags are not properly tagged, your designs are not attractive, your title is not attractive. So let's be realistic here. The bots have a certain time and place, okay? Next thing, take extra courses on print on demand. When you say take extra courses, I don't even think you took a single course. I'm going to say that because you have not even 10 designs. I'm assuming an individual who has taken courses has more than 10 designs. Now, when I say this to you, Cephas Vlog, I'm assuming that you have, I'm assuming that you understand that I'm talking to the world. I'm not just talking to you. So it might seem like I'm, ragging on you or hating on you. That's not the case at all. But I'm saying this because I'm really just sending a message to all the beginners out there, okay? Facebook ads, you do not want to run Facebook ads. I can't even talk about how bad this is. But do not run Facebook ads on your Redbubble. Do not. This is criminal of how bad it is. This is literally self-deletion. I mean, it's equal to suicide. This is terrible. Do not run Facebook ads to your Redbubble. I don't know if I made even a whole video on this, but I know I've said it before, and I'm not going to say it again. Do not do it. There's so many reasons why. Do not do it, okay? Buying tools. I'm not sure what that is, what a buying tool is. I really don't know what buying tools are, but don't pay for ads for Redbubble. If you own your own website, there's a completely different conversation for a different day, but don't do that. And before you run Facebook ads, for the love of God, take a few courses, even if it costs you $2-3 grand. Do it, because you're going to, the $2-3 grand that you spend on the courses are going to save you tens of thousands in the long run. And I can speak from experience in this position because I've been there and I've done that. And I'm telling you, it's not fun to spend that much money learning. Okay? Anyways, he says, I just don't know. Well, hopefully this video is helping you. He says, because I read so much, I'm overloaded and a bit confused and scared. Looks way more difficult than pointed out by most. So here's the thing. This is also what I've said. Most people will tell you that this is easy. Most people will tell you that they want you to make money. You're going to make money fast. That's what most people will tell you. I'm here to tell you the absolute opposite. Now, is it easy? In my opinion, yes. It is easier compared to other jobs. If we're talking about a construction job, if we're talking about being in the military, if we're talking about being a surgeon, this is easier. This is easier. There's no question about that. I've always said this before, but if we rank all the different types of passive income out there in the world, Redbubble is probably going to be somewhere at the top. It's going to be ridiculously easy compared to the other methods out there. Because let's be honest, how much brain power does it actually take to create a design and upload it? It doesn't take that much brain power. It's a meditative state almost. A lot of people tell me this, but they say I like to meditate. It's almost like I'm meditating when I'm uploading my designs, when I'm designing my designs. I'm just enjoying life. I'm listening to the music. I'm feeling the wind on my skin. I'm meditating. I'm uploading my designs, right? It doesn't take too much brain power. It's not like you're doing a math equation, okay? So in that regard, it is easy. However, a lot of people make it out to be like you're going to make money quick. That is not the case with Redbubble. I've spoken about this before, but you need legitimate skills here. I mean, there's no way around it. Every single way to make money online, unless you're playing the crypto game, in my opinion, you need legitimate skills. Now, some may argue that you need legitimate skills for crypto, and I would argue the same thing, but the skills are different. Now, the point here is that you're going to see videos of people saying, I made millions of dollars, I made this, I made that. The videos that I made, you know, the 200 plus sales I make a month on a brand new account. I've spoken about this before, but in order for you to get a certain level of success, you're going to have to either have a very high IQ or you're going to have a high level of experience. There's just no way around it. You're not going to be able to skip the line. For the IQ, I can tell you that I don't have a high IQ, so that's out of the door for me. I don't have a high intelligent quotient. If we had Elon Musk sitting here, I bet you he could do what I do 1,000,000 times faster. Literally, that guy's not human. He's an alien. He could do things 1,000,000 times faster. So the work and the success that I can complete in a day, he'll complete in. I mean, he'll acquire that information in a minute. I mean, that's how fast he is. But anyways, the point here is that for most of us, the overwhelming majority, unless you're one of those people that are extremely intelligent, you're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to get the experience. There's just no way around it. All right? It says, would really appreciate your response. And then he says, my reason for joining any print on demand, aside the reward of cash, is to mainly express my artistic side. Oh my God, this is bad, guys. This is bad. He says, I mainly express my artistic side of me and influence the kind of music I listen. So here's the issue. Here's another downfall. And I'm sorry to say this, Cephas, and I appreciate you watching and I appreciate you as a follower, but I don't want to fool you here. Redbubble is not a place for artists. I hate to say this. I mean, it's almost like I'm popping people's bubble here, bursting their bubble. Unfortunately, and this is sad to say, but it is not a place for artists. It is a place for cutthroat business people. There's nothing artistic about doing 60 designs per day. There's nothing artistic about learning how to tag properly or learning how to title properly. There's nothing artistic to making loads of money on Redbubble. I'm going to be honest here. If you do a search on Redbubble, you search any keyword, a lot of the sales that are generated by designs are not necessarily the ones that take the longest amount of time. Here's the thing. They could be attractive designs, but they definitely don't take the longest. I'm going to be honest with you. You can get far being an artist and being attractive designs and creating the most beautiful pieces of work. But the truth is that Redbubble is based on numbers. And the success of Redbubble is based on how much can you produce. To give you some context, let's go to redbubble.com. Let's just go to redbubble.com. To give you some context here, if I just do a search with no keywords here, I'm going to see the total number of designs. We are looking at 37.8 million designs. I'm going to state this as a fact, even though, it's not a provable law. If there are almost 38 million designs, it doesn't matter how beautiful, how attractive, how majestic your art is. You're not going to make any money from that one design. And when I say any money, please take that, guys, with a grain of salt. I'm not saying like $0.00. I mean, you're not going to make any significant amounts of cash to actually depend on in your life. The reason why I say that is because you are one design amongst 38 million. What is that going to do in the grand scheme? Nothing. That's my point. And you need to scale up. If you want to feel the income of Redbubble hit your bank account the same way your salary does, then you're going to have to put in a certain amount of effort, and you're going to have to, I made a video on this, but you're going to have the war mentality. You're going to have the war strategy. Now, what is the war strategy? Go watch that video. I've literally made a whole entire video on this, but it is how to dominate a niche on Redbubble. This is the only way you're going to make consistent amount of sales. That's the only way. And obviously it's going to come with scale, but this is my point, is that if you're artistic, what is the one thing that artists all do? They take time with their art. They believe their art can never be perfect. They're always improving on it. Next thing you know, it could be 6 days pass by, they're still on one piece of art. My point is that you're going to have to realize that this is a business. And this is not a place to be an artist. If you want to be an artist, God bless you, but Redbubble is not for that. I don't know what to say about that. Redbubble is not for that. It is a business platform. And to prove that, Redbubble doesn't have any requirements on how attractive your art needs to be. They simply say upload. That's all they say. If they believed that it was truly an artist platform, they would say, hold on. We don't want to have 38 million pieces of art on our website. We want to have just a few so that we can showcase the best to the world. But that's not the case here. Redbubble is purely a business platform, okay? Purely a business platform. Anyways, so don't be jaded by it. Don't be fooled by that. Don't take the artist approach. I'm telling you, you want to be an artist, you want to, smell the roses, that's great, but you're not going to make money off of that. Yes, you can be creative. Yes, you can be good at art, but you have to put in a mentality that this is a business. This is not a place for fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can have fun, but the typical way that an artist creates a piece of art is not the same way that you create for Redbubble. Put it that way. And that was featured on the POD design course. And you guys know I created 60 designs in a half hour. That half hour of 60 designs, not only were we creating decent, good-looking, buyable product, and I call it buyability, okay? If you have a design that's average or above average, it is buyable. All your design needs to be is buyable. It doesn't have to be super attractive. Now, you guys have seen it in the Redbubble design course. Nothing about the work that I was doing would you call me an artist, but it was good looking enough for somebody to buy. You're not going to call me the next Leonardo da Vinci or whatever, who are the other artists? You got Da Vinci, you got a few others, I don't even know. The point here is that nothing of my work, you can't call me an artist. I'm not an artist. I'm a business guy. I want to make money. And that's how I do it. And I know that scale matters. The more I produce every day, if I create 60 designs per day, ask yourself this: who else is doing that? Who else on Redbubble is doing that? 1% of people? 2%? Great. Then I'm part of the 1%. And that's kind of the whole point. Now, I'm not telling you to go out there and do 60 designs per day. I'm just saying that because I want you to understand that scale matters. The amount of designs you create matters. Okay? Now, he says, my artistic side and influence the kind of music I listen to and how I perceive it. It was sad to find out that doesn't work that way, and I'll follow the trends to sell. So once again, you're right about that doesn't work. The artistic side, the expressing your passions, expressing your all that, that's great, but that's not what Redbubble is, unfortunately. Once again, you do the trends, you're gonna end up quitting, because I'm telling you, the trends are moving faster than you can handle. Okay, and it's great. Don't get me wrong. You can make trendy designs and make money. You absolutely can. But that will not carry you long term. And you have to ask yourself, what are you optimizing for? You mentioned that you want to make passive income, or what you say? You said something here about making money, I think you said. I'm assuming that you want to make passive income. If you're going into the trendy game, that's not passive income. That's just income. That's not passive income. He said, my grammar isn't great. I know. It's okay. So hopefully, Cephas, I completely addressed every part of your comment. But the point wasn't to address every part of your comment. The point was to expose a lot of the thoughts of the beginners for Redbubble. If you are a beginner in Redbubble, you need to see this video. There is nothing more important than seeing this video, because hopefully this will red pill you into success. And for those who don't know what the red pill is if you guys remember the movie The Matrix. Now, I haven't seen The Matrix, but I know a lot of people in the red pill community, and I know of them, and I actually personally know some of them, the red pill community. And the idea about the red pill is that there's a movie called The Matrix, and let's just say there's this guy who is posed with a question. He's posed with, quote-unquote, a hero's journey. I've actually put this in the content, guys. The content, if we go over here to the post, I made a huge post right here. The hero's journey. I've talked about this, but the hero's journey is about, an uncharted path. And that person was given the journey of, the red pill or the blue pill. And the blue pill, you walk around and you have no idea what's going on, to the reality of the world. Essentially, you're blind to the realities. Or you choose not to see them. The red pill shows you the truth. And this video, hopefully, shows you the truth. And that is part of a hero's journey. If you guys didn't see this little excerpt I wrote about the hero's journey, I highly recommend you take a look at it. It's just the way that I think of things. But regardless, something that I want to say, guys, is through all this kind of commotion, all this kind of stuff, everything that I said today, I want you guys to understand that the road to success and the road to be great at something is not supposed to be easy. And I want you to understand that there's only few people who are going to cross that path. The narrow path, as they say. It is narrow. Success is narrow. Greatness is narrow. There's not many people that are going to be able to cross that path. There are many people who are going to say, I want to cross it. There are many people who are going to say, I'm destined to cross it. I feel like I'm just destined for greatness. But the truth is, the absolute truth is that there are only few people destined, truly destined for greatness. And when I say destined, I mean that they are willing to do whatever it takes to achieve the goals that they have. Now, it doesn't matter, to me, it doesn't matter if your goal is $100 or $10,000 a month. To me, as long as you have a goal and you are doing whatever it takes to achieve it, then you are destined to achieve that goal. It's only a matter of time. And only time will tell the truth. If you give up along the way, then truly you're not destined for greatness, and that's okay. Not everybody's destined for greatness. Some people are just destined for mediocre lives, and there's nothing wrong with that. I want to be clear. There's nothing wrong with that. But to be clear, for the people on this YouTube channel who are watching this channel consistently, that's what this channel is for. This channel is for people who are destined for greatness. And the road is not going to be easy. I want to be clear. If you guys have seen Game of Thrones, do you guys remember Arya Stark, who wanted to become a faceless man? Do you guys remember that? She wanted to be like the many-faced God, or she wanted to be no one, or whatever it was called, and she had to go through this journey. She was getting beat. She was, she went homeless. Mind you, she used to be royalty. She lived in a castle. Her father was Ned Stark, the protector of the realm. He was the hand to the king, and now she becomes damn near homeless, hungry, on the streets, dirty. She looks more homeless than a homeless person, if that even is possible. She was blind. She even became blind. She was getting beat while she was blind. And then she went through that whole entire journey to then defeat her enemies, which was that woman who worked under the faceless man that used to beat her with the stick. She killed her. And then what she did was she saved the whole entire Westeros, the planet, Earth, whatever you want to call it. She saved everybody, the universe, the people, from the Walking Dead by, doing that little knife maneuver where she jumped on the guy with her right hand, and then the knife, she dropped it, took it, grabbed it with her left, and stabbed him. And she saved not only Brandon Stark, but all humans from joining the dead, the army of the dead. This journey that she went through, that is a hero's journey. And mind you, that is a female that went through her hero's journey. So a lot of people, when they think of the word the hero's journey, they think of a male figure, a boy, a guy. It's not just about being a guy. It's about being a guy or a girl. It doesn't matter what you are. It matters about going through the path that's difficult to achieve a high level of success. And the truth is, if Arya didn't go through every single painful period in her life to get to the point where, from the point where she saw her father being beheaded in front of her, all the way to the point where she saved the world, she would not have saved the world had she not went through all of that pain. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And the same thing goes for you and everybody watching this, every beginner watching this. If you don't go through every single step that you're going through, the painful periods right now, then you'll never be able to save your own world, save your own life, and achieve freedom truly. And that's just my point of view. I know I ranted. I know this video is a long video, but hopefully, if you watch this video, it's not a bad investment to watch this video. 41 minutes could potentially change your life. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.